Welcome to the Leadership Spark podcast, where we equip you to be the great leader your people deserve. This is Corey, and today I want to talk about something that I think can be a silent productivity killer. That as a leader, if you're not aware of this, it could actually be affecting your team in a negative way. And that productivity killer is called ambiguity. Now, I believe that there are two fundamental things that our teams need from us as leaders: trust and clarity. They need us to build an environment that is built on trust. We need to trust each other. Your people need to trust you as a leader. And it's your job as a leader, and it's a fundamental result or expectation that your team has on you, is to build a safe environment where people can trust each other. But the second part of that is that you as a leader need to be clear. You need to provide clarity to your team. There shouldn't be any ambiguity on what's important. What is the priority? How are we going to engage one another? What is the standard? What are the expectations? But what I see a lot in leadership, what I see a lot on teams, is that there is a lack of clarity. And I even know that there are certain wirings where people actually like ambiguity. They don't like to be constrained, and clarity sometimes can bring constraint. It can put a box around expectations, or it could be put a box around an idea. It could put a box around the direction that your team or your company is going in. And some people don't naturally like that. They like to work in the spaces that aren't as clear, in the ambiguous spaces. And that's perfectly fine whenever you're thinking about yourself and you think about what you need as an individual and what environment you need to work in or like to work in to help you thrive. That's very important. But if you're leading a team, of people, not everybody's going to view the world the same way that you do. Not everybody's going to love ambiguity. In fact, ambiguity oftentimes can shut people down. And so my responsibility as a leader is to individually lead the people on my team. So I need to understand what level of clarity do they need, and do they want from me as the leader to be able to unlock them to go do what I need them to do, or do what they're the best at the world at doing. But also just understand, as a team, my job as a leader, and the fundamental thing that my team needs from me, is clarity. Because ambiguity is not an environment where high performance can happen. Clarity is an environment where high performance can happen. And so the go and do is to think about that. Are there areas of your leadership, even if you don't necessarily feel the same intensity of need for clarity as someone else that you're working with, are there areas of your leadership where you need to be more clear? Are there areas of your team, when it comes to priorities, expectations, the standard, performance, where they stand, how we're going to engage and work with one another, fill in the blank? Are there areas of the way that you need your team to operate in order to produce what you need to produce, to where you need to provide clarity? In fact, the thing that you can do is ask your team, what about what we do is unclear? What about what we do is unclear? Are expectations clear? Are our priorities clear? Are the standards for how we will engage one another clear? And if they're not, and hopefully you've created an environment built on trust, like we talked about earlier, to where they feel comfortable telling you that. But if there are places where there is more ambiguity than clarity, then you can take the effort and you can drive the action to drive more clarity. And so that's your go and do, is to fill the gaps of ambiguity with clarity, and it will elevate the performance of your team.